Then I come back to TikTok and it's like I'm put in like this TikTok jail where my views are complete shit. When you have 1 million followers, but your videos are only getting 30,000 views, this is just not the way it used to be.
Recently, Jaclyn Hill said she feels like she's been put in TikTok jail after stepping away from the app for about a week and a half. But when I actually looked at her engagement, the likes, the comments, the overall response, it made me step back and ask a bigger question. This video isn't about tearing Jaclyn down. I've watched her for years, but over time, something about how she shows up online has shifted, and viewers are reacting differently now than they used to. So today, I want to focus only on Jaclyn, how she's changed, how her content feels different, and why the audience response doesn't look the same anymore. Because the real question isn't whether she's in TikTok jail, it's what's changed. Let's go back to who Jaclyn was online at the beginning and then walk forward to where we are now.
Hi, so I don't normally do videos about things that are like really trending because I just don't, because I like to do things for me. Oopsies. But we're gonna talk about as quickly as possible because I'm trying to get ready to go. I've noticed that Jaclyn Hill is trending. So is Mikayla Nogueira, but I have nothing nice to say about her. So we're gonna talk about Jaclyn Hill. Now that I'm on camera, I get so shy. I'm also like nervous and I'm rushing. And my stupid plug for this ring light, I don't know where it is. I think it's in my office. And I feel so self-conscious because I feel like it's so dark. But we're gonna do a get ready with me because she was complaining about how if you're not on TikTok for a bit, TikTok punishes you and will not show your stuff to your fans or people. And I was like, well, as somebody who has been trying to be up and coming for years now, I can relate. And I have complained somewhere or another about that. And I might have taken it down, but I know I've complained that I have complained. I have complained that my stuff isn't being shown. And I just recently noticed that my YouTube was shadow banned and I was doing so much better. And then all of a sudden I'm doing really terribly. Like really, really terrible, to the point where like I have like less than 10 views on anything. And I'm shook. And I'm like, what the fuck? So Jaclyn, I hear you on that, girl. I do hear you on that. I see you and I hear you and you're not alone. Meanwhile, when I was looking at her numbers on TikTok, like as a quick overview late last night, I didn't see much of a difference. She's still doing very well. And I don't know if she did her complaining. I'm half and half on it. I don't know if she complained just to like boost herself, which it clearly worked. I don't know how genuine she was about it, but I will say whatever she did worked. And I don't know, but it did work. And just a side note, I see a lot, and I'm still seeing, even though, I mean, it might have helped get the engagement going in her comments, I did see a lot of like negative comments and complaints and people putting her down because of her wealth that she now has. And to be honest, for the longest time, I didn't think about Jaclyn that much anymore. I try not to pay attention to her until this stuff all came up with her on TikTok. But I did wind up being somebody where, turning into somebody where it makes me feel bad. And I think because I'm not currently exactly employed in this moment in time. I don't consider DoorDash because I'm not exactly employed. So currently, aside from DoorDashing, I don't consider DoorDashing a job. It made me feel bad, and that's why I had to like mute some people on my Instagram and things, because it makes me feel bad about myself when I see people flaunting and flashing their materialism, their overconsumption or abundance of things. And not that I'm envious of them, but like when it comes to PR, I just feel bad in general because I'm like, what makes you any better than me? When it comes to like Mikayla Nogueira, let's say, I'm like, she's ugly as F, inside and out, not just on the outside, but the inside too. She's ugly as F. I know this is a Jaclyn Hill video, but we're gonna talk about Mikayla for a second, I guess, because I'm just doing impromptu stuff. I'm like looking at her, And I'm like people like her, or anybody really like that, who gets like a room full of boxes of PR. I'm like, why does she get it? And people like me don't. And I'm like, I can't look at people like this. It makes me feel really bad about myself. So that's why I've been hiding. One, for that. Two, because there's times where I question people's sincerity. And I do. And I know I'm sincere. I am sincere. So I do question their sincerity. And like Jaclyn, for instance. Mikayla, I don't trust at all. But Jaclyn, I don't know. Sometimes like there's certain things about her that I question. My eyes freaking tearing. But Jaclyn, I watched her since like almost the very beginning. I did. In the earlier days. And I'm going to insert some of that in here. And I did watch her in the earlier days. And a couple things that I thought were captivating about her was she's really pretty. And this was like before she had all this work done. And over the years, she's had a little more work done. And I mean, it is what it is. It's not my body and it's not my face. It's not my face. So she has had work done. But in the beginning, I'm like, ooh, it's a pretty brunette. And that was around the time where I was watching Amanda Ensing too. Amanda Ensing, and I think Steph from SMS Glim Beauty. I was watching her then too. That was the earlier days. The very early days. When she was starting out. When she was, in her 20s and just starting out. The early days. When I think I was watching... Why didn't I want to do that? Was that before? I think it was around the time of Jaclyn. But I used to watch Nikki Tutorials, and I thought Nikki Tutorials was a female. For the longest time. I didn't realize Nikki Tutorials was a male. I had no idea. That was around that time, though. Earlier on, Amanda Ensing, Jaclyn Hill, I saw Miss Glam, the early years, around that time. And I would watch them on YouTube. And then some other people I don't want to name that I don't like anymore for whatever reasons. But I thought Jaclyn was really pretty. She was a brunette like me, young, skinny brunette like me. And she was so knowledgeable about makeup, and I liked watching her and trying to pull off a smoky eye look, but I'm not that good at makeup. So I tried pulling it off. And I just loved watching her tutorial. She was so the way I looked at her was, she was that girl next door, that girl you wanted to be friends with. And little by little, years later, I guess when she became bigger, it went to her head, as it tends to do with a lot of people, not all of them though, because Kylie Jenner's not like that. But she's more chill. But eventually, Jaclyn Hill, it went to her head. I watched, and then I stopped watching her for a minute. I think the whole fuzzy stuff in her lipstick and whatever, like, was kind of a turn off. And then just like life happens. So I wasn't really watching her much anymore. And then I started watching her again after we moved into this house. And then I'm just looking for my setting powder. And then, so she was doing like cooking videos on her now husband Jordan. I think they're married. Yeah. We're doing cooking videos on YouTube. And like these like DIY Taco Bell things, and I don't really eat Taco Bell, but I just like to watch it. And her nieces would come over. Her nieces, I think they were like preteen, teens, whatever. They would come over, and this was when Jaclyn got chubby again, or was chubby. I forget how many times she was, but I mean my weight fluctuates too. So her nieces were over. They were making like homemade chalupas. She started like moaning like an Herbal Essence commercial. If you're like as old as me, you would know what an Herbal Essence commercial is. And this is what turned me off about her, and I stopped watching her because to me it was so gross and inappropriate, because she was the main thing that was inappropriate to me was because her nieces were there. She's like, like, I don't even want to do it. It was so gross in front of her freaking nieces. And I'm like, ew, Jaclyn. Ew. Gross. That was such a freaking turn off for me. I'm not even kidding. Big turn off. So that's why I stopped watching Jaclyn Hill. I haven't watched her in a couple of years. I stopped watching her altogether. I unfollowed her, unsubscribed to her, all that good stuff. If you want to call it good. So that's my truth. And then the last couple of weeks or week or so, I noticed she was back on like Donkey Kong. Everyone was talking about her. I don't know like what I just did. Oh my god, I'm tearing. This is not good for my makeup. Ugh. But she was back, and everyone was talking about her. And I listened to a number of different perspectives on YouTube. And there were a couple moments where I was like, maybe I should do this. Maybe I shouldn't do this. But here we are, and I'm doing it. I'm somehow going to try to fix this. Make it so it's not noticeable. Then my eyes like crusty theory. I can't see myself. But she got back in the news. Everyone is talking about her. I'm just kidding, not everyone, but anyone who's anyone is talking about her, and they're talking about Mikayla Nogueira, and I don't like Mikayla. So I don't want to talk about her as much. Because I have nothing really good to say about her. And the one thing I will say about her is, one more thing, and that's it. I'm going to try not to. Is until these brands stop sending her stuff, she's going to keep going. And they shouldn't be, but they are, and they will. They shouldn't. They are, and they will. But anyway, Jaclyn Hill. So she was complaining because she took some time off from TikTok for a couple weeks or whatever it was, a week and a half. And then she said when she came back on, her views were like barely there. What the heck did I just do to my face? This brush sucks. Sigma. I don't know. Everything was gone. She was gone. Dora will clean this up and make it look good. Her engagement went down. Meanwhile, I'm looking at her numbers last night on the surface, and I'm like, what? Where? You look good. You look like you're still here, honey. Like, you have thousands, tens of thousands of numbers. Like, everything was good to me. If I had 1,000 likes, I'd be happy. If I had 10,000 likes, 100,000 likes, 60,000, I'd be real happy, yo. But I don't. But yeah, I do see it, and I feel it. Except my numbers are a lot less than yours, girl. A lot less than yours, girl. And I do see it, I feel it, and I think I've complained about it in the past. Maybe not TikTok specifically, but yeah, I have complained in the past. And, well, I have. Oh! But I have, and I know, I see you. I've been there. I am there. In my life. And people are just complaining that they don't want to see her wealth. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. I get that too. Like, I get that, and I also get what she's saying, and I feel it, and I relate to it. Because I do. And I have. I mean, it's my fucking life. I'm living it. So, that's my life. And I'm so glad that she did an OG 2-part tutorial thing like she used to do, but on her TikTok and not Facebook. I mean, YouTube. And I loved it. And I'm like, yes, Jaclyn, here you are. You're back. The whole thing with the angel tree crap, I'm like, I don't know about this. I don't even really know what an angel tree is. And I feel like you can't exactly tell somebody where to donate their money. Because if we could. But, I mean, if Jaclyn Hill didn't want to do the angel tree thing, I mean, that's her prerogative. You can't tell her what to do if she doesn't want to do it. But I do agree, makeup tutorials are her niche. And that's when I fell in love with her. I loved them. She was the girl next door. She was so pretty and young and like sweet. And then over the years, she was just like, I don't know. She was like that friend. You know what I mean? That friend that was really good at their makeup. Not like me. She was that girl. Jaclyn Hill. Even my husband knows about the lipstick thing. It's so funny. He's like, didn't we already hear about this? I know this. And I'm like, yes. He even knows about it. Oh. But, like, I get it. But I was so happy to see it. And to be honest with you, if it wasn't for Jaclyn Hill, I don't think I ever would have bought champagne pops. Do I still have my little mini one, or I throw it away because it was old? No, I finally threw it away because it was old. I had one. And I loved it. Just not enough that... Hold on. I'm just going to get my eye break for a bit. Because... Maybe it's because I put the foundation on my eye. I don't usually do that. Because it has niacinamide in it. And the niacinamide. Oh my god. It's like in my eye. Oh. It burns. I might take this off. I just cleaned off my makeup and put on some moisturizer again. But we're not going to do that. Because my face don't like that today. So I forgot not to do that. I never do that. And I did it because I'm on camera and I'm like nervous, like I told you. So Jaclyn Hill. I'm just gonna forget about the eyes for today. We're just gonna do some like spot stuff, not including the eyes. All right, so it's just elf, upside down elf. Sephora. Need more of these. They're my favorite chapstick now that whatchamacallit isn't doing their chapsticks anymore. Oh yeah, I forgot to put deodorant on. This scares me. Chomps. So Jaclyn, Miss Jackie, the girl next door. Oh, I scratched my fucking armpit. Jaclyn Hill. I have to admit, all these stupid videos about the Jaclyn Hill brigade got me liking Jaclyn again, because for the most part, because I'm like, I feel you, girl. I hear you and I feel you, and I can relate because I am one of those people who've been trying, but I've been trying not for like a month or a year, for freaking years. It's been almost 10 years. Well, actually, it's been more than that. It's just been almost 10 years with this channel, but I done it before. I did do it before with other channels, different things, but different channels. And Huda Beauty, you're gonna Prime again. Easy blur, get on my eyes. Excuse my nose. And I told my husband about 15, 20 minutes. My face is all messed up because I like this area. I threw away my finishing touch flawless thing because I got a pimple. I never get pimples there, except for now. And I'm like, we're not doing this. So I threw it away. Excuse me. So I threw my finishing touch away because of that. Where did I put that part? Oh yeah, it's over there. I dropped on the accident. Alright, so but yeah, I didn't watch Jaclyn Hill in a long time. Until recently. And that's when I started watching her again. Because of all this talk. I do hear her. And I'm so glad. She did one of her OG kind of videos. I'm just like, I'm like at the beach. No, I'm not. I'm so glad she did that, and I hope she does more of it. But I thought about it last night too. I was like, she might go back to her like rich self, but we'll see. I mean, but to be honest with you, she's not the only person who did that. When I say did that, I mean not the only YouTuber who changed after they got wealthy from their success. I wish I did. It sucks. I'm gonna put on my favorite blush, powder blush, REM or REM Beauty from Ariana Grande, not Grande, in Pink King of You Satin Matte Blush. I love the way when I take my brush. You can't see it, can you? Look at that. Can you see that on camera? I just want to do this all day. It's a lot of blush. You can see the powder. It's so pretty. It's a lot of blush, but it's so pretty. We're just going to the mall. Who cares? I haven't been to the mall in a long time. Like the one where I used to live. It's been a while. Yeah. So I forgot to put highlighter on. Robert Welch says he does it after his blush. But I like to do it before and after. Usually. Lately. Maybe I'll do like a little highlight on your brow bone. But like anything down here right now is going to piss me off. It's going to hurt. Yeah, I like to do that. I like to do that because my mom used to do her forehead. Because she like that. You like, or I like that. I don't know about you, but I like that flushed look. You know, that look where you just got punched in the face. I'm just kidding, you didn't get punched in the face. I'm thinking about Mikayla Nogueira. I really don't know her. Fenty Beauty, my favorite highlighter. I used to love the Urban Decay one that they don't have anymore. It's similar to this in my opinion, or Champagne Pop. The one from Urban Decay, the Illuma something. They don't have it anymore, or at least they didn't anymore. Diamond Bomb all over Diamond Veil, and how many carats? And Rihanna has yet to tell me. Rihanna, how many carats? Yes. I'm just gonna do a little here. I'm gonna go crazy today. We're going to the mall and I want people to look at me. I want to be show stopping. And then I'm gonna go like this because you know you want to blend it in. It's like the no makeup look. I need a little something to go on here. I'm not really doing any like colored brow stuff right now on my brows. Although I did get a free one to try from Influencer. And what's that brand? I forgot the brand. It's like 2 words. I saw it. I know that. Oh, my eyes are bothering me again. I'm just gonna go. Okay. Yes. If I spray my face with setting spray, I'm gonna be like, wait. Because my eye still hurts. Yeah, but like, I don't know. I think I said enough about Jaclyn Hill for one day. What do you think? So I'm going to fix my hair a little. This is the Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray. I have this one and this one, but my eyes were bothering me and I wasn't sure if it was because of this or what, but I'm pretty sure it's from that foundation and other things like that foundation. I can't. Certain chemicals just don't like my face. Or my face doesn't like certain chemicals. Oh, trying to see on my eye. Run! But yeah, like, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out Jaclyn Hill. I don't think her engagement got that much lower, and it's definitely gotten higher. And part of me is like, did she do it to increase her engagement more? Because if she was, just for that sake, it worked. Hold on. And if it wasn't, I mean, I don't know, but it seems to me like she might have just done it because she was like PMSing or something. And oh, this is Oribe Goldust Dry Shampoo. It's like, how much is left? It's almost empty. This much left. I have this for a while. Like, part of me felt like she just did it because she was PMSing. I'm not kidding. She was PMSing and she was doing it to get some attention, perhaps, and get some hair clips. Well, like, because she was PMSing and was trying to boost, like, trying to boost her engagement. I feel like if I did that, it wouldn't really work. Because it seems like nothing works for me. Oh, why? Why can't I be like Jaclyn? Yeah. Because I'm not. Oh, and I loved how she did. I don't know, I gotta look in the store. I'm gonna find a makeup store that sells it. The champagne pop. Because the one she was showing had champagne. That's why I wish I had mine, so I could show you. Mine doesn't have a champagne embossed picture of it champagne in the highlight. Mine doesn't. Mine didn't have that. Mine was just the highlighter in the little mini compact. But hers had the champagne. I love that. That makes me want to get it again. The only reason why I bought the champagne pop because of Jaclyn Hill. And then, shame, other people were talking about it too. But, no, let me hear back up. Not get dressed. But that's what she did. She made you want to buy the champagne pop because that's how Jaclyn Hill was. And I hope she comes back with more of this kind of OG stuff because that's what I liked. And I really hope she stops doing herbal essence and stops moaning in front of her nieces because it's really inappropriate. And that's coming from a 42-year-old woman. But, like, I mean, I liked the OG Jaclyn from, like, 14, 13 years ago. And I did. I liked that. But I know people change. That's why I'm like, I don't know. People do change. And we have to accept that at the same rate. You know, people change. Like, I know I have. And I probably will change even more over time. But, I mean, it is what it is. But that's what I think. And I might add more later when I do my editing. Because I definitely want to do a deep dive of Jaclyn Hill and the numbers on her TikTok. I want to follow her again. I followed her last night on TikTok again. Well, I never followed her on TikTok. But I wound up following her on TikTok because I like her enough to follow her. I don't agree with the GLP ones. That's another thing I wanted to touch base on. I don't like the GLP. I don't like it when people take GLP ones to lose weight. I don't. Especially when you're like not even that fat. But nobody should be taking them like that, you know? Like, it's not safe. It's dangerous. And it's not good for you. So I don't like that. I don't. But yeah, I don't like that whole thing. That bothers me. But at the same rate, it's like, is there anybody that you like everything about? I don't know. What do you think about the whole Jaclyn Hill fiasco? What do you think about the Jaclyn Hill fiasco? Leave in the comments. And I'll see you all later. Don't forget to like, love, share, comment, all that good stuff. Bye.
Hello. It's cute. So cute. It's like so cute. Cute.
Just when you thought we were done, because I sure did, and then I realized there were a number of things that we never went over, such as let's go to the beginning of Jaclyn Hill and her YouTube channel. And that's exactly what we're looking at now. And Jaclyn Hill had a few million subscribers on her YouTube channel, as you could see. And she had been using her YouTube as of a few months ago, while she didn't load a new video as often as some YouTubers. She did do at least one video per month. And I noticed while looking into her channel on YouTube that Jaclyn hasn't really changed all that much. I am currently under the perception that maybe her viewers are the ones that changed. Not all of them, but many. Jaclyn seemed to be pretty much the same person as she was, with maybe a little more confidence. Maybe Jaclyn is a little more obnoxious, but she's still the same Jaclyn Hill as Jaclyn Hill was. And when her videos first started, Jaclyn did more close-ups, makeup tutorials to show you exactly how she did her makeup. Jaclyn was incredibly descriptive and also explained in great detail how and why to do your makeup the way that she would educate us how to do it. And she always looked so pretty. And I remember watching her how to put false lashes on video over and over again. And I still to this day can't put on a false lash. I can't. And I tried and I can't do it. And I also realized while looking through her videos that when Jaclyn first shared her closet after she and was it John or Jordan? I believe it was John. When she and John, her late ex-husband, moved into their new house, the first one that they moved into outside of Florida, she said in the beginning, and I believe Jaclyn when she said it was a highly requested video to show us her closet. Jaclyn was very funny. And I think that was part of her allure to us. She wasn't necessarily showing us her luxurious, enormous closet to shove it in our faces. Apparently, many of her subscribers or viewers asked for it, and Jaclyn knew how to deliver. She delivered.
Hey guys, I hope that you just enjoyed that small little tidbit of what it's like to live my everyday life. I just wake up to puppies and champagne and diamonds, and there's no hard work ever involved in what I do. No, seriously, thank you so much for joining me today and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited on this video. Also a little bit nervous, but that's okay, we're gonna get over it. As of this time, this is the most requested video on my channel, which is my closet tour. So without further ado, let's just get started.
And that's one of the great things about Jaclyn, and I'm little by little, I'm relearning why I liked her in the first place. And I watched her 2-part TikTok makeup tutorial that she did recently on her TikTok. And I'm like, wow, this is Jaclyn Hill. She's still the same person. She's just, I don't know, more wealthy than she was, but she's still the same person. I think more and more it's the viewers that have changed. And it's not her fault. And I, for one, can totally relate because with the inflation and the recession that we're kind of in now, and things are becoming more and more expensive and unaffordable. So unless you're like Jaclyn and other people that live in LA, it's not so easy to buy all these things. But I was looking at the makeup products she would have earlier on in her hauls, and I'm like, this doesn't seem to be that excessive. It really didn't. To me, it seemed reasonable. The amount of stuff she had. She was incredibly open about who she is and more than willing to do Q&As and meet and greets. And she only did one giveaway after a while. It was just one giveaway. I didn't scroll in as deep as I was originally anticipating to, because in 14 years, it would take years or hours to go through every single year. So I looked at the earliest, I looked at the newest just a little. I looked at her numbers and I noticed in the beginning when she did drugstore videos, that's when the majority of her viewers, when her views were up. And then maybe 8-9 years ago was when Jaclyn's view counts were in the millions more consistently. And then more recent, the people are just being mean to her in her comments on TikTok. And I don't necessarily think that they're warranted, and I don't think it's very nice. And I'm not getting paid to say that. I'm just being serious. I don't think it's nice. And I mean, I don't like Mikayla Nogueira, but I like Jaclyn. And that's just how I feel. Like, people are just not being nice to her in the comments. And I know, like, I mean, if you don't, the way I look at it is, because like I said in my video, I hide people. If I don't want to see it, I hide it. And I just don't look. So if it makes you feel that bad, and I mean, I understand because I'm there myself. With some people, I just don't look. And then when I want to take a peek, I take a peek. But you don't have to look. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have to. You just don't have to. And I don't necessarily think she's doing it to make you feel bad. I mean, look at this girl. She's so entertaining. I'm dead. I am dead. She was so quirky and so funny. So I can see now why I liked her in the beginning. And she's pretty much the same person in all seriousness. Like, she really hasn't changed that much, in my opinion. I mean, you could do what you want, but I don't think it's that bad.